Okay. So these lines all go to the vanishing point. You could add in a little door. Just remember the door on the side would have to go, the top of the door would have to go to the vanishing point. Now I'm just going to add some vertical lines. And then we do the same thing on the side of the building. I like this ruler because you can see through it. Oops. Even though it's kind of wobbly, you can see through it, which allows you to really line up your ruler correctly. So I'm just going to make 3. All right, and that one is just a glass building, right? I probably would add a door down here if I wanted to. The other thing you could do is just have windows that are long, skinny windows, so I wouldn't have to make the little spaces in between. All right, so that's pretty much it. That I want to show you. Like now I would get creative, add some signs to the building. Maybe the building would be a bank. Maybe the building, what kind of buildings would you find in a downtown? You know, it could be a movie theater. I didn't make any short buildings, but you can make some shorter, longer buildings. And then like maybe I'll add some, like maybe this is like a mountain city. Maybe I'll add some mountains in the background that are far away. And maybe we add a little sun going down like a sunset. Maybe add some like little clouds in there. You know, make it your own, like add some cool details to it. So that's 1 point perspective. So just remember to reiterate, you have vertical lines that are parallel with the sides of your paper. You have horizontal lines that are parallel with the top and bottom of your paper. And then you have diagonal lines. So any diagonal line has to go to the vanishing point. It has to go to that dot. Any diagonal line has to go to the dot. All right, and I look forward to seeing what you guys do. I would like you to, this will take a while. You see how long it took me just to make these windows. So I want you to add windows to all your buildings. I want you to add details to the buildings, doors, add signs on the building if you want. You could add, you know, one thing I didn't do. Let me do one more thing real quick. I'm gonna make right here between these two buildings, maybe I wanna make a little, maybe I wanna make a little alleyway, right? So here, look how I separated that sidewalk. So that would be a little alleyway that goes between those two buildings. That's another thing you could do. You could add a side, that could also, instead of an alley, if these buildings were further apart, that could be a street going through like that. You could add like a crosswalk right here. You could add, you know, street signs like stop signs or yield signs or speed limit signs. You could add stoplights. I mean, you could go crazy and go on the internet, go to Google and look up 1 point perspective drawings. You'll find other types of drawings, like maybe the inside of a room, maybe a hallway, maybe train tracks. There are lots of things you can do with 1 point perspective. So have fun with it. Maybe do a different kind of drawing too. And I will see you next time for 2 point perspective. Okay, folks, I just wanted to add one more little addendum onto the end of this lesson. I made all my buildings above the horizon line, so that means you cannot see the tops of any of the buildings. I forgot to make some buildings that are below the horizon line to show you how that would work. So real quick, let's just do another one. So I'm going to make the horizon line this time a little higher. There's my horizon line. Here's my vanishing point, and then here's my road and my sidewalk. Okay, so here's my road. Now if I were to make a building that were below the horizon line, I'm just going to make one right here. So now, this time, the building is below the horizon line. So that means you're going to be able to see the roof of the building. So to do that, it's almost the same. We're going to make a line from each of these two corners going up to the vanishing point. And then there's already a line from that corner because it's part of the sidewalk. So I don't need to do that one. So this time we're going to make a line going up to the vanishing point. And again, like before, you don't have to go all the way to the vanishing point. You could just make it go, like on this side, I'm just going to make it go part way, like that. And then I have to imagine, okay, where's the other side of that building? I'm going to say it's over here somewhere. So I'll just make my line right there. So we made lines from both corners and from the bottom corner going up to the dot. Now we have to make the top and the side of the building. So to do the top, you figure out where do you want the top of your building. I'm going to make it right there. Now my ruler is parallel to the top and bottom of the paper. This is what I see kids do all the time. Can you see what's wrong with that? It's diagonal. It's going up. You want it to be horizontal. And this is hard for people to get. So make sure your ruler is parallel to the bottom of the paper and the top of the paper. And then we just make a line connecting these two spaces. See? And then we can erase these extra diagonal lines. And then you make a line from this corner just going straight down to the road. And there's our building. See, there's the roof, there's the side. Same thing with this building. So I would make, so I don't want to go like this, because see what's wrong with that line? Again, it's at an angle. You want to do it straight across, horizontal. So I would have a little bit of a line to erase right here, and then this line would go straight to the bottom. So I totally forgot to show you that on the last drawing, but then you could also have a building that goes, like let's say I do one right here. You could have a building right next to it that goes above the horizon line, in which case we make the top of the building, the side of the building, and then you make a line here from the corner down to the vanishing point, and then you add the side of the building. So you could have a building right next to it where it does not show the roof, because this one is above the horizon line. So that's just a little quick add-on to my last video, just in case you want to do buildings where you can see the top. Hope that makes sense. Google resources on One Point Perspective and you'll get a lot of information that will help you with this drawing. But if you want to do it the way I did my first drawing, where you cannot see the tops of the building, that might be easier to do anyway. So you can do it that way if you'd like. All right, see you next time.